Hello.
Hey, welcome back, buddy.
I've just come back on my holiday. It's been amazing. It was great. I bought vinyl while I was away. I might show you one I got later because it's quite a cheeky one. I've had a great time. I hope everybody's well. I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's all right. I just had a great time. Welcome to the show. It's great to be back. I've had a great break, but I have missed all this sort of stuff. And like we all say, whatever device you're listening on, mainly if it's on YouTube, feel free to message us and we can read your messages out. And we've got a great show for you. We've got some great music coming up. We've got a fantastic guest coming up, absolute legend. And we've got some amazing stuff to talk about.
Right, that's right. So join in, use your little chat button, talk to us. Let us know what you're thinking about. If you like what we're doing, if you don't like what we're doing, anything, guys, just let us know you're there. Cool.
Please just talk to us.
Oh, please. No one else does.
It's just like a desperation call. That's amazing. I've been away and I just had an amazing time, and it was great to listen to some different music while I was away as well. Glenn Roberts says, welcome back. Hello, Glenn. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us, buddy. For people that just joined, hit us up on your devices, especially YouTube, and we can read out your messages. Yeah, I listened to some Spanish music while I was in La Palma, which is great to see a real nylon guitar player playing it in the street. It just gave me that absolute atmosphere. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, now I'm back. I bought some records and I got one waiting for me while I was getting back. But let's talk some records. What have you got, Petey?
Well, I want you to know what I've been doing for the last month, man.
Oh, go on then. What have you been doing?
Oh, not all about you. What I've been doing is I went to the seaside and I just looked out into the sea, yearningly waiting and waiting and waiting. You return.
You just shouted at the water. Woody,
Robbie.
Woody. Just shouted me to come back. I've heard bugger off.
I've been very busy. I'm glad you guys had a good time, and now it's time to get to the music. So I have a classic album here that I've been listening to.
Okay. You
may know it by the name of the band, T-Rex.
Ah, wonderful. Ah, brilliant.
That's right. What's it called? Electric Warrior. Fantastic album from 1971. It was the #1 selling album in the UK that year, 1971. And it also has the biggest US hit they had. It wasn't the #1, but it was the only hit they had in the US, and it was called Get It On.
Is it Bang a Gong in the States, though, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. It's called Bang a Gong in the States. And I thought it was because of the sexual connotation, but it really wasn't. There was another band, The Chase, that had a song that was called Get It On. So they had to change it, with the little brackets for Get It On. But yeah, it was pretty good. And you know who else was on that? Flo and Eddie from the Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did some backup on that. And they were also in The Mothers of Invention with Frank Zappa.
Wow, look at that. 3 bands in one there.
I know. It was amazing stuff. The other thing that was pretty cool about Mark, and his name was actually Mark, but it wasn't Bolan. You know where he got Bolan from?
No, go on.
He loved Bob Dylan. So he took the first 2 letters from Bob Dylan's name and the last 3 letters from his last name. So Bolan, Bob Dylan, Bolan.
Because is it Mark Feld? That's his real name, isn't it?
Yeah, Feld, F-E-L-D, yeah.
That's it, yeah. Mambo Sun's on that, I think. That's the first track.
Oh, man. There's a lot of great stuff on here. Planet Queen is great, The Motivator. Yeah, there's really good, there's some good stuff. What was the one, the really bluesy one was, what's it called? Lean Woman Blues. Oh, fantastic song. But Jeepster, one of the biggest songs. I was taken from an old blues track. He said I just lifted it from this guy, and I changed the words around. And it was really considered the first album for glam rock.
Yeah,
because he talks about sex a lot, and a lot of the lyrics are gibberish, and it's just all about having fun and the way you looked.
Fantastic. Like the albums we're going to talk about, we're going to put links in the descriptions as well for the video. So if you do want to hear these albums we're talking about, you can find them and play them. That album is definitely one worth checking out. I've played it loads of times. I've got a vinyl copy there somewhere, but I love Mambo Sun is my favorite song that was never released by him. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great album, and he was a wonderful character. Too bad, of course, he's dead. But when I first came here, I knew that When
hang on. If we have any more artists that have passed away, I don't know whether you should. I shouldn't say that's they're not around anymore.
Okay, they're not around anymore, but
they're not touring, right? They're not touring.
When I first came to the UK, I looked for the place where he died because they describe it, and I saw it on the news and stuff, but I really couldn't figure it out. But then I did. I found it, and there's a little memorial there. It's quite interesting. Of course, it was some American woman that was driving his car, because even though he had his car, his little Mini, he owned it, but he didn't drive, so he had her drive. And at that time, they had a real big drug and alcohol problem. And it went up a little dip over a bridge and went right into. Everybody says he died in a car crash hitting a tree. He did hit the tree, but what really killed him was going into that metal fence.
Right.
Yeah.
I did read a little while ago that they reckon that the car was in a really good state and it was a bit of a dodgy thing. So there could actually be a story one day of what, because apparently it just had an MOT the day before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I read that somewhere. But anyway, that's enough about someone dying.
Hello, Summer. She's saying hello from across the pond. That's what we call it.
There we go. Hello.
Thanks for joining us, mate. Thank you. Summer's my niece.
Hello. Shall I do my first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did actually do a full review of this on my YouTube channel. So if you're on my YouTube channel, check it out. I went live for fun last week and did it. It's the John Lennon Mind Games box set that's just come out. So as I mentioned in my review, the box set is 1,300 quid, right? So this one is like 47 because it's double LP. It's been remastered by Sean, and it's all got all sorts of stuff in it, which I talk about. And you can get a blue light and shine it on the vinyl and on the insides, and it shows you different pictures and different things. So because it's called Mind Games, it's very interactive. On the big version, they did a map with John Lennon's face and Yoko's. And if we went around Liverpool, one of these, like you scan this thing, QR code, wherever you are, you then got that expensive box set. They put it online yesterday. But it's a fantastic album. It's got Mind Games on it. I'm going to show you just a couple of the bits that come with it. You get some postcards like this. There you go. So you get some stuff like that. And also, so John was in America and he was going to get deported. So they thought, how do we get around this? He says, oh no, we'll form our own sovereignty and they can't kick us out because we're our own country. So we formed Utopia. And anyone could join. You could just join by saying, I'm an utopian. And on the album, the national anthem's on here, which is 1 minute of silence.
Yep.
But in the Mind Games box set, you get your own little passport.
Oh, right.
So it's really, really cool. It's got a seal on it. I don't know if you can see that as the seal of a
great seal.
And it says, there's the bearer and stuff like that. So what you do with the box set is you go through it and you fill out this little, what way am I, left or right? You fill out these little buttons here, and then you can have a quiz and you win a prize if you submit it, if you find all the answers on it.
Oh.
But to be an utopian, one of the rules is Utopia has no laws other than cosmic. So it's all that sort of stuff. Utopia is allowing no boundaries, no passport, only people. So it's very 1974 hippie sort of John Lennon-ish phase. But it's a wonderful little set. Like the album's great. Walls and Bridges has got to be one of my favorites, to be honest with you, which is the May Pang years. So I wonder if they're going to touch that one. But no, great little album. And yeah, so that was the one that I bought. So when I went away, I ordered it and it turned up just as I arrived. Glyn says, love Mind Games. I knew you would. Oh, he loves anything like that, Glyn, doesn't he? So, yeah, so it's a great little album.
The passport, did John actually make that, or is that something new for this, just for this bit?
I think some of it looks, I think they made it for this. I really do. Yeah. I mean, they might have, I don't remember an original one being in the original vinyl. So I'm taking it was made.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a great little thing, great little toy. Like I say, check out my channel, and I'll put the actual description. I went through the whole lot, and I show you the big box set and on it and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah,
his son Sean recorded it, produced it.
Yeah, remixed it.
Does he know what he's doing, or is it just because he's John Lennon's son that they think it's a good thing?
I think there's a bit of both. He does know what he's doing, and it does help with John Lennon's son, but he does a really good job on it. There's bits on here that on the original album I can notice the difference, like the vocals are louder or the tambourine's louder, and stuff like that. But yeah, very good. I'm glad I got it. I don't think it's worth the money though, to a degree, but I mentioned that on my channel, so check the video out if you want to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, cool. Now I'm a fan of John Lennon, of course.
Yeah,
he's not my favorite Beatle, but I like it. And once I first got on Facebook, I joined a lot of groups, and I joined one about John Lennon, and someone posted a picture of Cynthia, his first wife. And I thought it was a nice comment. I said, well, it's nice to see her without a black eye. And I got kicked out. I'm like, Jesus.
You are going to get us banned. Bob says, first time listening in your live chat. Hello, Bob. Welcome along, mate. Lovely to have you here. I'm going to say hello to Alan as well. Alan never comments, but I know he watches. Massive Status Quo fan. Hello, Al. Hope you're doing all right.
Yeah.
Hello, Lorraine as well. Anyway, yeah. So should we get on to your second one, or do you want to talk about the subject? Okay, we'll just
for another one now. Now this one's kind of my out there one. It's from 1970 again, 1975 by Brian Eno.
All right.
It's called Another Green World.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really, really great. Now I can take or leave Brian Eno, mostly leave, but
yeah.
he's a very influential musician and mostly producer. Mm-hmm. But on this album, this is one of his first albums that is more accessible. Like the album preceding this had 14 songs and only 5 of them had lyrics.
Yeah.
So it's a hard listen to. I think over 60% have lyrics on this, and there's kind of like poppy songs on it. But I love Eno because the way he looks at music and the way he looks at producing is to let it plant the seed and let it go. It has a life of its own. Like there's this one song on here, my favorite song here, Golden Hour, I believe. Yeah. It comes in really low and then raises up, goes through the song and then fades out again. And the reason he did a fade in and a fade out is because he believes that music is always out there.
Yeah.
It's floating in the cosmos, and it comes near you and you can hear it coming in. It gets louder and louder. You hear the song, and then as it goes by, it fades out. But the music is still going. Other people are hearing it other places, which I love that idea. It's fantastic. And one of the other things he did when he was producing music, and on this one, he had, what are they called? He had these things called, oh man, what is it called? Oblique strategies. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I don't know what it is though.
We had little note cards that he would have people write pieces of advice or cliches or anything like that. And when they got stuck in the production, they'd read one and use that to find the next direction they're going into. Very, very strange, but it worked. It really worked. Phil Collins is on this album, along with lots of other people too. Phil Collins, Robert Fripp, of course, Rod Melvin, and John Cale is also on there. He plays the viola.
What a surprise! Yeah. I love Music for Airports, that album.
Oh yeah,
that's really cool. I'd say it's the first ambient album ever released, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's mostly ambient music. I went to see his film while we were off this last month, and it's really interesting. People went up to him and they said, "We want to do a documentary." And he said, "Okay, only if you do it the way I want it done." And the way I want it done is, I don't want a movie made. I want a project made that lives by itself. So every time you see the film, it's different. And that's exactly what they did. And it's amazing. I went to see it twice in London. And probably 60% was different from the first time I saw it. And of course, I thought, that's very expensive. They have to make a lot of film. But of course, it's streaming. They have billions of different bits that they...
I don't,
It's really, really interesting. If you get the chance to see Eno, see it. It's really great. And he talks about the oblique strategies. He talks about lots and lots of stuff. Like he did did you know he did the sound of the Microsoft coming on? You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He made millions from that. He still made it.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm going to talk about my second album really briefly because we need to get some music on. So
sorry.
I'm going to do mine. No, I'm going to do mine really, really quickly. That's all. So as Alan's watching, and it's the Quo fan, it's Status Quo Acoustica. So what it was is they basically reimagined all their songs in acoustic. I think this is an amazing album. They did a mini tour. They did the Roundhouse. Interestingly, I spoke to some Quo fans and I've sort of said, look, I love the acoustic. I think, nah, a load of old rubbish. So it really is a divisive fan album. I think it's great. Really enjoy it. And it's just them. They do Caroline on it. They do Paper Plane, Pictures of Matchstick Men, Down, all done acoustic.
Wow.
And I think it's a great little album. I think it's really, really nice. We'll put a link to all this stuff in the descriptions, like we were saying earlier. So if you want to listen to it, check it out. Really, really good. Just a lot of fun. If you're a Quo fan and you fancy listening to something different, you've not heard this yet, or you just fancy hearing the original songs in a different manner, check this out. It's great. Parfit's on it. He was, he's not touring anymore. So it's nice that he's on this album before it was too late. So yeah, that's just my my second choice.
That sounds great. I'm really going to check that out because I love the Quo, and I can't imagine an acoustic. I'm going to definitely check that out.
It really, really works. It really, really does. Anyway, we've been chatting long enough about vinyl. Yeah. Shall we play some music?
Let's play some music. This video is from a band called the Melbs. They were first called Melisandre's Beaver and then Mel B, and now it's just the Melbs. They're from Dover, and they are a great band. Here's Reboot Me by Mel B.
Saturday is for the boys. I know it's been crazy lately, but I'm saying that it's all gravy. I'm sick and tired of feeling beat. Heating up here in the kitchen, you don't know what you've been missing. Eat, sleep, work, therapy. Reboot me at the end of the week.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, the Melbs. Check them out. They're great.
Where they're from? Dover, did you say?
They're from Dover, yeah, here in the UK. In Kent.
Yeah, really, really cool.
Very good.
I like that. It's got that punk pop sound about it. Yeah, you can hear it at the end of a film and stuff. That's really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course it's punk in its lyrics as well. It's talking about life and how drudgery it is. You use the weekends to reboot. And if you notice right at the end, it just did the exact same thing.
It's a loop, yeah.
It's a loop, just like everything else. Brian Eno would love it.
Brian says, "Hi guys, how you doing? We're doing well, thank you, Brian. Nearly bought the Pro Acoustic yesterday. Whee! Cool. We'll definitely check it out now on vinyl. That's the only way to hear it. Let's be honest. It's best on vinyl."
Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Anyone that's just joined us, hit us up on YouTube and we can see your comments. If you just joined us, welcome along. We're going to play some music. We're going to bring you a guest on in a minute. I'm just going to quickly talk about the Boy George album, if that's all right. Should we talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I've just read this book by Boy George called Karma. It's a fantastic read. I did the audiobook by George and it's absolutely brilliant. It goes on about forming the Karma Chameleon band, the Culture Club, talks about writing the song. He talks about, being in a squat. He talks about round with John Moss, who was his lover at the time, which is pretty much what all the songs are written about. And it's just a really, really fantastic read. Like, I got the audiobook version of it and I was driving and he's reading it out. And what's lovely is you can hear when he goes off the cuff a little bit and he starts laughing, or you can hear he's ad-libbing something really catty about somebody. Yeah. You can tell he's just gone, oh yeah, anyway, I don't like him, and stuff like that. And it's really, I think, like, reading's important, but I think when you get an audiobook and you get the experience of it, and they're reading it, it adds so much more to it. I did the audiobook of Pete Townshend's autobiography recently, and when he talks about Keith Moon, he can barely get the words out because he's laughing non-stop about some of the stories he talks about with Keith Moon. And I think sometimes it's better that way because you can tell there's genuine love. Also, there's a genuine story behind.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because you can read it quite flat, but then when you read it, they read it out and they're laughing about it. You can know they're recalling it.
Yeah, it comes alive. It's more intimate.
It definitely is. Yeah. If you can get this book by Boy George, Karma, if you get the audio book, it's available on Spotify. So we could probably put a link to that as well on there.
Yeah.
After check it out, it's just fantastic. I really enjoyed listening to it. And like me and Pete have a day job and I get in my car to drive home and I've been listening to it for half an hour on the way home and I just don't want it to end. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a fantastic book, fantastic read. So if you get a chance, get that one as well.
Yeah, he's quite a character. I'm sure he's very lively in it and very catty, like you said.
Yeah, definitely in that. Hello, is it Carla? I can't read the right. It's too small.
Hi, Carla.
Hello.
See you all the way from the US. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us, Carla.
Wow, we've got some people across the pond today. Yeah. Absolutely wonderful. So thank you for joining us. It's lovely to have you here. Right, should we play a video from our guest before we bring him on? Should we do that?
Yeah, let's do that. This video is the guest is Simon from the wonderful band Plague UK, and this is their great song, So What Do You Want?
zeros. Do not breed any heroes. So what do you want now? So what do you want? So what do you want now? All I want is full of greed. All the shoes I shop, all the pavement, all the faces that look so vacant, all the ones and the zeros. Do not breed any heroes. So what do you want now? So what do you want? So what do you want now? All I want is full of greed. So what do you want now? So what do you want? So what do you want now? All I want is full of greed. Back in the lonely carriage, further down to my advantage. Empty space between our bracks. Get off the journey, still intact. Just another day to remember. Waking up in the cold of December. Walk along our lonely carriage. All the eyes just stare at the hands. So what do you want now? So what do you want? So what do you want now? All I want is full of greed. So what do you want now? So what do you want? So what do you want now? All I want is full of greed.
Wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff.
Fantastic. Let's bring him on now.
Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Simon Godfrey.
Here we go. Hang on, let me sort this.
UK. Hi, Simon. Nice to
Hello,
see you, mate.
good evening.
Great song.
Thank you. I could tell you something funny about that video, actually. Well, it's not funny at all, really. when we were shooting that video, I had sort of like the flu, and I didn't have it the day before. I got it the day that we were doing the shoot, and then as we got to the place to do it, it was throwing it down with rain, so everyone got absolutely soaked before we got in there to start doing it. I'm surprised we managed to get the video done. We all looked like drowned rats, and it was just like, and I felt like really crap.
You did a great job at it, mate. And that's from your album, Time to Come Down, isn't it? I got to see.
Yes, it is. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So Brian says, great band, Play UK. Simon is a great front man. We're lucky to have played with him a few times. Wishing him well with future projects. So yeah, there you go.
That's right.
Thanks very much, Brian. Cheers, buddy.
Brian is from Unorthodox, another great band from South London. And we were lucky enough to have both of you guys, Unorthodox and Plague UK, play at the first Unknown Sounds live gig last year.
Great. What a night.
It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun.
It was.
Yeah.
And it was a charity, which is great. And you raised how much, Pete, in the end?
Well, I don't know, 200,000-300,000. It was wonderful.
Oh, wow.
Nah, nothing like that. So we raised $1,000 or something, but yeah, every little helps.
Mm.
Yeah. So for people that don't know what it was, under Unknown Sounds, Pete put on a gig and we played bands all night and raised money for charity. And you raised 1,000, which is
£1,007. Yeah. So yeah, I it was great, and it actually went to a thing called Musicians Defend Ukraine, which are actually, it benefits the actual musicians who are fighting on the front line. So they told us what it bought. It bought some sleeping bags, because they didn't have sleeping bags for the right weather, and also electronic gear for something I didn't really understand it, but yeah, it really helped them out. So thanks again to you, Simon, and Unorthodox Brian, for donating your time and your talent for that. It was great.
Well, thanks for putting it on because it was great. Good night.
Yeah. It was so fun.
Thanks for asking us as well. More to the point as well. Yeah.
Well, no, I had to. And of course, I went down to Brighton and I saw you and Unorthodox play at the same gig, and Dirt Royale. It was fantastic. And I tell everybody this, so everyone's heard it. So I'm going to tell you again. When I went in there, you guys knew I was coming, and you said hello right away, and I felt like part of this big family. You know, it was so wonderful because independent music does that to people. You know, it's a small community. You look out for each other. It was just so familiar and so wonderful. So thank you again for that, Simon.
That's right. All bands that I've sort of like had the pleasure of playing in and with. I have to say they've all been really, really, really accommodating. Great bands, great people in the bands. You know, you don't get any sort of like anything strange going on so much.
Yeah,
that's only when you're in a band.
And you yourself have put on some gigs, organized and got it together, because it's hard for independent bands to gig these days. So you actually got it together, and if you made any money, you split it 3 ways from however many bands there are, which is that's a great feat as well.
Yeah, when we started doing it in 2018, I put on 28 gigs, and then in 2019 I put 24 gigs on.
Wow.
And I have to say, yeah, it's quite tough. It's tough, but as long as you're not sort of losing money so much, and you're managing to get either break even or make money so the bands get something, then it's all good. But it means that people could come along and see someone they probably haven't seen before, and it's like just getting people down to just have a look. Just you might not like it, but you might like it.
Yeah, fantastic.
How do you test your material when you're writing? Do you sort of just write and then go, I think that's all right? Or do you gig it live and judge it on the audience? If the audience not too sure, do you just drop it, or do you just keep that song in the set till they like it?
We wouldn't be that cruel. So what we do is I write the song, I demo it, the guys listen to it, see whether they think it's a worthwhile song to do or not. And then we'll work at it, making it better than what it is as a demo. So the demo sound, great, but the arrangement needs to be changed. And then once we do that, we'll put it in the set. But if it's been in the set for like a couple of times and the engagement's not really great, then we just drop it and just put something else in, because at the end of the day, we don't want people being in the audience yawning their way through it and having to sort of grin and bear, having to stay in front of things that don't sound very good. So so that's why we do it.
Here's Jazz Odyssey. It's a 14-minute bass.
Well, I must try that. See how that goes. Yeah,
come with me. Yeah. That's amazing. We're going to talk about something, if that's all right, because we wanted to get you on as a performer to run it past you as well. Because we was talking about, like me and Pete were talking the other day about music and art, and does it mix, and is there something that's too far? So the other day, this lady, this rock star Sophia, she actually defecated on an audience member.
No, she peed.
She peed. Sorry, I didn't know there was a difference. I thought it's all the same stuff.
No.
Oh, okay.
It was only liquid.
As far as you know, Pete.
Yeah.
So performance-wise, is this taking it too far, or do you think this is the next level of performing? Do you need to shock rock to get people to notice what's going on?
See, I think sometimes it all depends. It's sort of, in a way, it all depends what age group I think you might have been brought up through music as well.
Yeah.
So, for me, 70s, 80s, 90s were quite big for me. And for me, what music and art and things like that is like, fashion was art.
Yeah.
And it became part of music. So music, fashion, art all comes under the same culture, because I think you're all sort of like creating something, and you're creating something that other people can see and enjoy and then want to follow it or to do the same thing that you did. The reason why I got into music in the first place is because, and like fashion is because I used to watch Top of the Pops. So I used to watch a band that I like play where things that you didn't necessarily see on the street, but you wanted to be doing exactly the same thing. You don't get to see that now. So I think what the problem is now, because there's not enough music and culture and fashion mixed together on TV, people don't see it. So they're trying to come up with new ways of being able to be shocking. You know, as a rock and roll, it's like shock factor. And you find bands doing a lot of, maybe they're overdoing it a little bit when they don't necessarily need to overdo it.
Yeah, I agree. I think she was just taking a pee.
I think she's just losing the pee.
On anybody. Have you ever peed on anybody on stage? Personal life, I don't really want to get into, but have you peed on somebody while you were performing?
No, but I nearly peed my pants when I needed to go. And I was about 2 minutes on and I couldn't do it, so I just had to hold it.
Well, you know, I think she did really well, because sometimes when I'm in the public toilet, if there's one person there, I can't pee. She peed in front of thousands.
And when you're standing right next to someone, it's not surprising sometimes. It's like personal space and all that. It's like, hello, hang on a minute.
But the guy that she peed on, he was very happy about it. I don't understand that. That's a whole different thing. But I think he was probably her number one fan.
Oh,
I don't really want to meet the number two fan.
You've been working on these all week, haven't you?
No.
Yeah, while you were
I know that he did have VIP tickets.
VIP.
Oh, no.
And the good thing about this is now we didn't know the name of the band. Was it Brass Against or something like that? Which I didn't even understand. But now we know them. So, you know, they haven't really sold a lot of vinyls, a lot of albums, but they're doing really well streaming.
Oh, dear. We should have counted how many of these jokes you could do in 10 minutes.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean,
you know what she did say though, that she needed a pee and she really had to go. And if you saw the video, she really had to go. It reminded me of a racehorse. Really, I was like, whoa.
I mean, it's interesting that this has come about and everyone's shocked and horrified. But I don't know if you remember an artist in the late 80s called J.J. Allen or G.G. Allen. I can't remember which way, and El Duce his name was. And he used to basically sleep outside. But he was known for doing that. It wasn't a new thing. And he would defecate and throw it into the crowd. It was a real sort of performance. And that's the interesting part. Is it performance art or is it just disgusting? You know, it's where does the line get, you know, which way round do you have to look at it? Because it's I don't know. I just think it's gross. I just think it's not a I just think it's not a great thing,
I think it's unnecessary. You know, that didn't add to the performance at all. You just didn't want to look, but you couldn't take your eyes away.
Yeah, it's a car crash. That's my point.
Yeah, I think it's just a way of maybe getting good press, maybe a shock factor thing.
Yeah,
maybe get more fans by doing something so outrageous.
Yeah,
so remember you for being so outrageous. Because I remember, I think maybe in the late 70s or the mid 70s, I'm pretty sure there was a band that the guy used to pee on the audience. I can't remember what it was, but I think it's happened before, but not quite as intense as that, I must admit. Getting someone on the audience, you know, he might have thought he was going to be playing the drums for or playing the guitar for, getting her out of the audience to get, you know, but no, all she does is piss on his head.
Wow.
Well, I just hope it's not the way music's going to go now. I hope it's going to become about shock rather than talent and skill and stuff.
Actually, he might have had a sign. He might have put a sign up instead of it saying "I can play guitar for you." He could have said, "Could you pee on my head, please?"
That can be it. But one thing, a good thing about the whole thing is that happened in Florida. Now, in the early 70s, I think the Doors played there, and Jim exposed himself, and he was arrested
allegedly.
At least they're not arresting people for that kind of stuff anymore. You know,
it's just weird how it's gone in. Like,
it's weird. It's too much. I think it's. I would say to her, "You're in trouble."
Careful, she might get you up in the audience.
Oh man!
Is there any more jokes, Pete, or should we play a video?
No. They're not jokes. They're just observations, you know. I call it as I see it, you know. So Simon, everyone saw online on Facebook that you'll be playing your next show on September 1st, right? In Putney at the, what is it?
Half Moon.
Yeah, Half Moon in Putney, which is right down the road, by the way, where Marc Bolan died, about a half a mile.
Yes. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Everything goes in Florida. Oh, geez. But sadly, that's going to be the very last time Plague UK is playing.
It is.
Wow.
It is. You know, it gets to the point. I mean, it's been really, really hard to try and keep a band going that's got a legacy and that's got a legacy name and things like that. It's been really tough, and with you know, with band changes and things like that. So it's been really tough to keep it going. You know, maybe some of the fans who liked it before may not like it now because of, obviously, I mean, I don't like the original, you know, who started it, you know, Mark. I don't write quite like that. So it's been really tough to do this. But it got to the stage where, you know, you do get good comments, but you do get some other comments that aren't so good. And when some things aren't so good and they're being sort of like advertised elsewhere, you know, when you're trying to make it and you're trying to do your best to keep it going, sometimes you just think, it's time to call it a day.
Wow.
And that's why we're going to do it. We're calling it a day. So Plague UK will be no more from September the 1st.
Wow. Well, I for one want to say it's really sad for me, but I'm so glad that we have your music on vinyl and CD and online, because Plague UK was a wonderful, wonderful band. And I'm sure going to try and get down to see you in Putney on September 1st.
That'd be good to see you. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
As ever, we'll put links in the description for that gig. So if you definitely want to go, we'll get tickets. So you can go down there. Thanks for joining us, Simon. It's been amazing. Hang around in the green room because we'll talk to you after the show. We're going to play you out with one more Plague UK video, shall we? What's this one, PD?
This is called Fake News by Plague UK.
Extra, read all about it. Fell out of plane, a girl gets run over by a train. Did you see tragedy insane? They believe all the things again and again. 2 bombs for 5 weeks and 1 for war. Didn't slag you off enough all you want for. News for the hatred and news for the death. News for security, news for the dead. Fake news. Chemicals in your food again. Fake news. Not the news that's after 10. Fake news. Kamikaze dictatorship, fake news. All the lies are full of shit. Car runs 20 people, blaming on a suicide. Turn the papers over, poison by insecticide. Fake news. Chemicals in your food again, fake news.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's good. I want to apologize. There was a couple of curses and a couple of swear words. As Simon was saying, that's an older song, and he got away from that stuff and his newer stuff. So all the stuff after this album, Vaccine, is swear free. So it's quite good. But a lot of energy, really good stuff.
Liz says the fan was soaking in the spotlight. That's a nice one already. Monty says, made it. Hello, Monty.
Hello, Monty.
Welcome along. Great guest, great band. It's a shame they're not going to play anymore. But obviously there'll be links in the description for the tickets, so you've got to go because we're probably going to go along as well.
Yeah, fantastic.
So shall we talk about do you want to talk about Sinead O'Connor, or should we talk about
I just want to mention Sinead because I loved Sinead when she was big in the 80s. I saw her a few times. She was wonderful, and she died last year, and it just came out how she actually died. Now I thought that she committed suicide because I know she was quite emotional, and her son had died 18 months before she passed. So I thought maybe she took her own life. And in fact, I was right. Now, not in the conventional way. She died of COPD. COPD? Yeah. Which is a breathing respiratory problem. And she had bronchial asthma. But the problem was she smoked.
Right.
What the hell did you think was going to happen, the dumbass? She was smoking. She had OCPD and asthma. You can't live forever. So I was right. She did kill herself. Maybe not. She probably didn't leave a note because she probably didn't plan it like that. But yeah, I'm sorry that she's gone. But it really pisses me off that people are like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Not responsible for themselves. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Come on. You can hardly breathe on a good day, and you're smoking. Come on.
Yeah, but I think, like you said, following Sinead O'Connor's career, like I did from a distance, there was a lot of problems there. So maybe this was for her a blessing in disguise, and maybe it was an easier way of doing things slowly. You know what I mean? So I think it's easy for us to say, well, she's just smoking, she's got asthma. But at the same token, I think there's a lot of problems going over many, many years with that lady that was never sorted out. And I think it's just, she was a great talent. And, it's funny when you look at pop stars sometimes or musicians from a distance and you sort of just go, if I was your friend, that wouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Like you sort of think you just want to grab them and go, look, come with me and I'll take care of you. And it's weird that you can have that sort of relationship with a stranger that's famous. And not go like, I just want to worship you as a fan. I just want to go, look, you need help and I want to help you. So why don't you come live in my house for a couple of weeks and we'll sort you out. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, it's weird that you can have that relationship with an artist, isn't it? Like, when Britney went crazy and shaved her hair off, Craig Ferguson was the only person that said, there's something wrong here. It's not funny. There's something wrong. You know what I mean? And then obviously she's had mental health issues. And it's just weird how people laugh when they're scared because they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Sinead said, she shaved her hair off because she didn't want to be a sex symbol. And I've seen Sinead O'Connor with long hair, and she's a pretty lady anyway. When she had long hair, she was stunning. You know what I mean? So, not that it matters if she's long hair or not. But the point is, I think there was a long issue of health, mentally problems with Sinead O'Connor, and I think that was her way of coping with what's going on around her. And yes, unfortunately, it's the thing that did the thing. But at the same time, maybe for her that was a blessing in disguise because I don't think she was happy for many, many years.
No, I agree with you on that. She was born in an Irish Catholic, and that right there is a problem because there was a lot of things going on at that time with kids in Ireland by the Catholics, and I'm sure she's had a lot of problems. I loved her strength, and what she stood for when she was alive.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I just wanted to note her passing, and
she's great. Dig her out. We'll have links in the description.
Dig her out. I think she was cremated, mate.
You know what I mean? Anyway, so on a lighter note, let's on that bombshell. Anyway, there is a little light at the end of the tunnel. Now, you and I both have gone to concerts and many gigs over the years, and the prices are insane. Not that it's a thing. I went to see Roger Waters a couple of years ago. Couldn't get tickets for Love Nor Money. Had to go for a tout. Paid £600 to see him live.
Oh my God.
Brilliant show, though. Don't get me wrong. It was brilliant, but I had to pay the money if I wanted to see him. Paul Heaton, who's absolutely fantastic, has just basically said, I'm going to do an arena tour. Now, Taylor Swift, the average ticket is £600. Billie Eilish is £400. And Janet Jackson's about £450. Paul Heaton said, I'm going to tour, but I'm going to charge you £35 for the tickets. What an absolute legend. So it means you can go and see him for, less than £40 and have a great night out. I saw him with my Auntie Pearl a little while ago at the O2, and he was absolutely fantastic. He did all the hits from Beautiful South.
Yeah.
And he did all that stuff, and he's brilliant. And he was in Glastonbury as well this year. I think he was on the best bands that were on there. He was fantastic. But this needs to happen because there's too much money on concert tickets now. The touts are spending too much money. Now, Pearl Jam, who, as you know, is I'm a huge fan of them. There's a vinyl actually. I was playing it today. They took on Ticketmaster in the 90s and said the same thing, and they just got absolutely blacklisted by everybody. It's just, the bands set the prices, the promoters do. And I think this is a wonderful shake-up call to say, people aren't going to pay this money anymore. 600 quid for a ticket for Taylor Swift. That's just too much money. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. I hope this catches on. I know he's saying he's not doing it to make a statement or anything. This is the way he did it. Last time he toured, it was £30. He had to go up another £5 to just cover costs. And he's still making a profit, and it's for the love of music and getting out there. He also recognizes that we're going through bad times right now. So he's trying to help people get out and see live music, which I totally respect. I would never pay hundreds and hundreds. I remember Bruce Springsteen was on Broadway doing shows, and they were thousands of quid. I'm like, what the heck? What's going on, mate? Music is for the people, and that's why I love independent music so much. This show that I'm going to try and go to with Plague UK, there's 2 other bands playing. It's probably about 5 hours of music, 8 quid.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah,
great stuff.
Anyone in the comments, let us know what's the most you've paid for a concert ticket and who it was. I'd be curious to see what else you would pay to see as well. And then some of the gigs you can see are for free as well. You might be at a festival and see an unsigned band. That's amazing as well.
Yeah.
That happens as well. But I mean,
I'll tell you who I paid the most for is 1981. It was the last ever tour of the Rolling Stones. $50.
Wow, you got your money's worth then.
Oh, God.
I love the Billy Joel idea. What he does, doesn't he? So he keeps the first 2 rows free, and then when people spend a load of money on tickets, he won't let them go to the front. He gets the people from the back of the crowd and brings them down the front because he wants real fans at the front. Okay. So if you want to see Billy Joel up close, just buy the cheap tickets. Basically, sit at the back and he'll pull you down the front. It's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, talking of music, should we play something else? What would you like to play next?
All right, let's skip down to Rod Fritz.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a beautiful song called "Stay With Me" by Rod Fritz. He's an Australian singer-songwriter, beautiful voice. Well, you'll see right now. Here we go. "Stay With Me," Rod Fritz.
Have you ever been left out in the rain, walking the same old lonely road once again? If your heart's ever been betrayed, a never-ending winter setting in, I believe if we're honest, I think you understand. We can be modest and I'll hold your hand. I believe if we're stronger, we can make it through. We've got the answers, so stay with me. Stay with me, stay with me. Oh, I need you. Stay with me, 'cause I need you so. Have you ever been caught out in the cold? It's such a long way to get back home. Have you ever felt this way before? Your confidence is left lying on the floor. I believe if we're honest, I think you understand. We can be modest and I'll hold your hand. I believe if we're stronger, we can make it through. We've got the answers, so stay with me. Stay with me, stay with me. Oh, I need you. Stay with me, oh, I need you so. Have you ever been left out in the rain? Have you ever been left out in the cold? Have you ever been left out in the rain, and you don't know how to get back home? Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Oh, I need you. Stay with me, stay with me. Oh, I need you so. Stay with me, stay with me. Oh, I need you. Stay with me, stay with me. Oh, I need you so. Stay with me, stay with me. Oh, I need you. Stay with me, 'cause I need you.
I love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love that. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, he's a really talented guy. He's been doing it for a long time, you know? That's the other thing about independent music. People do it because they love it. You know, he hasn't made a lot of money from it, but he's been doing it pretty much all his life.
I love the way it went from black and white to color at the end as well. I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's a great track. We'll have links to him in the description as well. Just going back to what we're talking about, someone says she paid 20 on Pirate. There we go. $200 for pit tickets, close to 400.
You know, I paid half that, but there are only 11 pilots.
Sorry, you read that out. I can't. It's so
I
can't read it.
£200 to see Eminem when he first came over to England. It was so hyped up to the max. Worst gig he's ever been to. It was probably about 2001. Hey, Nick, first of all, good to see you. Thanks, mate. And yeah, that's too bad.
And Kathleen says, I really like that song.
Oh, hi, Kate. Nice to see you. Yeah, beautiful song. Thanks, Kate. Thanks for joining us.
I need a bigger monitor. I can't read the things because I'm on the laptop, so it's all sort of... So when it's on the right, I can read it. When I put it on the screen, I can't see it anymore. So I'll have to just point so you can read things.
Yeah, okay.
Fantastic. What an amazing show. We've had some amazing music.
Yeah, it's been great.
We'll be back in a fortnight, I presume. Hopefully we'll be back again.
A couple of weeks, yeah.
And also, there'll be links in the description to all these acts as well. Quickly, Pete, obviously the videos have come from yourself. How do people get the videos to you and what is the show about?
Okay, so I'm still doing Unknown Sounds, which is an independent music show. Now I'm doing music and video, so there'll be links down below that you can send your music to and your videos. Please don't send static image videos or lyric videos. We want something interesting, okay? So we can have you on here, play you on here, and then if we really like you, we'll get you to come on the show and speak to us as well.
Fantastic. And we talk about people being on people. So that's what we do now.
Oh,
yeah. So if you can subscribe to both of our channels as well, because we need people to support us, because we're basically like a little one-man band supporting unknown music. So if you can subscribe to our channels as well, there are links in the description. And what else can we say? But thanks for joining us. It's been a blast, like it always is. It's lovely seeing you, Pete, as ever.
Welcome back, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks a lot. Ta-da. See you soon.